there's two words that we use that are the antithesis of optimism. And here they are. People who are in hard times that tend to use the word always and never tend to be less likely to be optimists. So let me give you an example. I always fall off my diet. Instead of, I fall off my diet when I eat out. That's an optimistic statement. She never calls me. She hasn't called me lately. I'll always be sad. I feel sad today. So what he learned is that when people see their difficult times as permanent, they're more likely to be depressed, because what you're saying is whatever misery I'm in now is going to last for the rest of my life, and that is, quite frankly, depressing. So think about your own life, and think about the words that you use when you describe your situations, and how often you may or may not use the words always and never. Now you may be thinking, okay, I get that you got a point, but here's the thing. I am dealing with something in my life that is indeed permanent. It may be an illness, it may be a loss, it is always going to be that way. So what are you asking me, to be in denial? No, actually, it's true, there are certain situations that are difficult that may be permanent, but the way we feel about them may change. And we know this from Dan Gilbert, who is a psychologist at Harvard University. He coined a term he called affective forecasting. Affective forecasting. And what that means is that our ability to imagine what our feelings will be in the future. And what he found is we're really not so good at it. The things we think are going to make us really happy, like winning the lottery, turns out they made us happy for a little while, but not as happy as we thought. And the things that we thought would devastate us for the rest of our lives, it turns out, over time, we adapt, just like neuroplasticity tells us, and we change. And so understanding that whatever the situation is, if we look at things not as permanent, that's one way that we can start to become more optimistic. So what optimists do, and this is really the important part of it, optimism is not about being a Pollyanna or sugarcoating things. Optimism is about being a realist. And you look at things as they are, but not worse than they are. You look at things as they are, but not worse than they are.